What's up, guys? Here is the investing video. It sounds like everyone wants to get invested, right? You hear about it and you hear about it. It's just like a constant reminder, but you don't know exactly how to do it, right? And honestly, what's even the point? You're worrying about yourself 20 years down the line. Who cares about that version of you, man? You worried about right now? You trying to pay the bills right now. But I think the reality, right? The reality behind all of this is the fact that no matter how much money you're making now, if you don't put it to work, to have your money work for you, in 10 years, you're going to be broke. And broke is relative. Obviously, you're constantly going to keep hustling. You're a hustler, right? But there's a level to this that is your time, right? Controlling your time is a luxury. All 24 hours of your day. And I'm going to throw out two different ways to invest, right? The first one being Bitcoin. If you've fallen down the Bitcoin rabbit hole, this is one of those things inevitable. It's something we all must pay attention to. It may work out. It might not work out, right? But just to cover both of my bases, right? I invest weekly buying Bitcoin, and then I set up an automation for money to go from a checking account into my brokerages. And then I manually pick the stocks that I want to buy. That's my strategy. I feel like I can't make an investment video in 2025 without talking about Bitcoin, the importance of Bitcoin. Bitcoin isn't one of these things that you're going to buy and one day you're just going to sell it. Bitcoin is a level of savings. You know, we look at something like the iPhone a few years ago, maybe a little more than a few years ago. Once upon a time, one iPhone was worth 1, 2, 3, 5 Bitcoin. Now that iPhone's worthless, that 5 Bitcoin is worth $500,000. It's a simple logic. It's a simple system. No need to make it complicated. We'll save that for another video. Let's get into investing, because I think the hard thing about it is the fact that none of us do it because it's just not automatic. And that's what I'm hoping to solve for you guys today. And I really feel like every teenager should even be required. They should literally have a class where you have to do it. And maybe they do now. You guys can tell me if you're younger watching this, or parents, if your kids are in school, whatever. This should be a requirement. The steps are simple, right? You open a brokerage, you fund the brokerage, you pick the stocks, you let time do its thing. Rinse and repeat. Week in, week out. Your money grows. Start at 20. Let 30 years run their course. You're beating inflation. That's it. The game can't start unless you have the right things in place, right? So let's get into step one. Opening a brokerage account. There's so many out there. I personally use Charles Schwab, been using it. I love the platform. It's all personal preference. There's Fidelity, there's Robinhood, there's Vanguard. There's tons of options out there. And you just make the best decision for you. Like I said, I already bank with Schwab, opened my brokerage account with Schwab, and this is just a simple taxable brokerage account. There's other types of retirement accounts. We're not worried about that. We're not talking about 401ks. This is just a basic baseline of how to start getting invested. And then you can just build upon this, right? Now, this is where you're going to want to do your research. And people wonder, okay, how much money do I need to put in my account to even get started? And really, you can start with, I mean, if I'm being completely realistic, $100, I would say, is a good start. 1,000 obviously is great, but I get it. A lot of people don't just have 1,000 sitting around. So let's start small. And that's where I even want to get you guys on this automation aspect of things, where if you just let $10 come out of your account on the 1st and $10 come out of your account on the 15th, and it's just automatic, and you just take the time to buy these stocks. Now, some of these platforms will let you automatically withdraw from your checking right into the account, and it'll buy the stock for you. But it seems like a lot of them don't allow you to do that. You can just transfer the money into your brokerage account, and then you just buy the stock you want. Now, for numbers sake, we will just start with, let's say you have $1,000 ready to invest in. This is what I want you guys to look into. There's tons of stocks out there, right? But the safe bets, man, are these ETFs, index funds, companies that when you buy this ticker, and by ticker, I mean something like Nike, right? It's the money sign NKE or money sign SBUX, which is Starbucks. That's what I mean by ticker. So instead of just investing individually in that stock, instead of just buying Nike, instead of just buying Apple, instead of just buying Nvidia, you buy into a company that has thousands of these companies all under one portfolio. And that's where I'd look at things like VTI, SCHD, VXUS, VOO. There's plenty out there. I look at VTI like the Air Force One, right? It's a classic. One of those things that will never go out of style. Then you go over to SCHD, which, you know, is like the Jordan 1. It's a solid sneaker. It's steady. It holds value in a sense. Then you look at something like VXUS. This is international. Let's say you wanted to go invest in some sneakers that were designed overseas and you knew they were popping, right? You're diversifying your collection in a sense. And now I know Yeezy's kind of cooked right now, but VOO would be similar to something like the Yeezys, right? It was something that was really trendy. It was super solid long term until obviously shit hit the fan and it just crumbled. We hope that doesn't happen for stocks, but stocks do come up, they go down, but inevitably it's a rigged system and they just seem to always go up. So one more time, remember, write this down: VTI, VXUS, VOO, SCHD. These are all stocks that will 100% make you a millionaire if you invest in them over time. And we're talking years and years and years. years. Now, I do want to add this note. Really, if you're under 38, you can take more risk. These are more just like the safe bet. Every portfolio should have a level of risk. And like I said, under that like 38 age and below, I feel like you can take more risk. You know, you can buy the Apple, you can buy the Microsoft, you can buy the stocks that you truly believe in, and hopefully they rip. But we're just talking baseline safe bets, a good place to put your money and let it grow. Now, once you have these brokerage accounts set up, for example, like me with Schwab, now you can set up automatic transfers. So how I set mine up is the 1st and the 15th of the month, it will withdraw money from my account. And this is where you need to get the automation down, right? This is, like I said, if you don't do this, you won't stay consistent. And people think like, oh, I can't, it's tough out here. And I hear you, but you can set the automatic transfer up for $1. You know what I'm saying? It's about the habit. It's really about building the habit. And that's why after this video, that's what I want you to do is even just something as simple as just $2 a month. Just set it up automatic, right? $10, $50, whatever it is that you can do it. Maybe you can do $1,000 on the 1st and the 15th. I don't know what your pockets are looking like, bro. That's where it's your prerogative. You do what works for you. And that's the best thing about investing. It doesn't need to be crazy. And I think that's the problem with a lot of us, and even including myself, is I was like, I need to wait until I'm just like balling and then I'll start investing. Versus if I would have just started from day one at 18, it would have just compounded over the last 12 years. And I would have been way further and closer to my goals than now. Now I have to almost double and triple and quadruple up on investing to even remotely come close to where I would have been if I would have just started extremely small back then. And that's what I want all of us to avoid. It's never too late. It really isn't. Trust me. Automation is key to all of this. And this might be the moment where you go ghost for a little while and not buy sneaker purchases, or maybe you sell some of your shoes and put that money in an investment account. You play broke, and so you don't have to play broke no more. You hear this all the time. Living below your means is the key to funding future investments. This year has been full of the craziest releases. My inner child has been screaming, but I've had to skip all these releases to buy the stocks and look out for the future version of me. And I think that's the cool thing about sneakers is you've been a part of the stock market this entire time. Your collection is an investment in a sense. Yeah, maybe the values are down right now, but that is just the cycle of everything, any hobby, including the stock market. There's gonna be times where you buy high, it dips down below, and you just buy more. It's the long game for everything. You know, this isn't about being cheap. Abundance is key, right? You need to believe in abundance. You need to work hard. You need to strive. But the core of all this is about building freedom. So you can buy sneakers guilt-free with the dividends that are paying you out if it works out that way. But again, it's just a level of just having your money work for you. And once upon a time, that was sneakers. You could buy a pair for $150. You could wear them, enjoy them. It was a level of being an alternative investment. And, you know, we've done videos on that. But I'm just trying to help you cover bases on every ends and just, you know, giving you feedback on what I'm trying to do myself. Because trust me, I'm not perfect in any way. I'm literally teaching you guys this stuff as I'm learning it. I made these mistakes. I didn't invest. But it's not about crying over spilled milk. It's about doing what you can do now, what you've learned. You can't get upset over something you didn't know or you didn't take the time to learn or pay attention to. You learned it. Now it's time to execute it. And that's it, man. It's really that simple to getting started. I'll run it back one more time, right? Get you some money, buy you a little Bitcoin, open a brokerage, automate that brokerage, the 1st and the 15th, maybe only do once a month if that's what you want to do. It's all about building the habit, right? Look into VTI, look into VOO, look into VXUS, look into SCHD. And also, you know, take your risk. Learn, educate yourself on what other stocks that you might be interested in. Like I said, these are just the safe bet. This is the slow route. Take initiative with this video. I truly hope it helps. I just want us all to live this level of just freedom that we deserve. But good luck to y'all. Now look, if you're real serious about this, I highly recommend you join the Wealth Squad. This ain't no paid ad, just a group I've been in for, I want to say like the last year and a half. And to me, it's worth every penny. This is your boy Sneaker Life. If this video helped you out at all, do me a favor, man. Just leave a like, drop me a comment so I can see that you made it through the whole video. I'll catch you on the next one. Run it.
Hands in the air now. Sneaker Life. Hey.